Hello. This is Maniac Tim with Maniac Sports. How's everybody doing on this Saturday evening? Um, just coming to you guys in the off season. Uh, there's been a lot of talk about getting Miles Garrett, amongst other, and Cosby. Uh, can the Lions secure that? Who should be off limits? Who shouldn't be off limits? Is it smart to trade Hendon Hooker, or do we need him if golf goes down? You know, what would his run? What would Hendon Hooker's running ability mean for the Lions? You know, if and another thing I want to talk about is how long is the window for the Lions? Is because NFC North is getting better, they're building up. Uh, I know nobody's for having Aaron Rodgers come to the Detroit Lions. It's to me, I think he's really too washed up to be effective. Uh, and how with what we've seen this year, with what we know of golf in the past. He had two good seasons with the Detroit Lions. He also had one good season with the LA Rams where they were able to make the Super Bowl, and that's the one thing that has avoided the Detroit Lions is making the Super Bowl. Uh, this year we had best year, best regular season in franchise history as far as since the Lions have been around. Going 15-2. Uh, so what does that mean? Did we did the Lions just go ahead and did the Lions just go ahead and were they overmatched, or were they underwhelmed, or were they just not prepared enough to be? Did it take Jalen Daniels and the Commanders to light? Was it injuries? Was it a combination of a lot of things? Not only Jalen Daniels being that good, with Washington being that good, with some uh, questionable cause. I mean, you uh, was it the injuries? Uh, we have arguably the best offensive line in the league. Um Maybe one or two as far as uh, if you take a look at oh Philadelphia. Uh, who, and really in your guys' opinion, who should be on that trading block? You know, should I mean, I heard you know what will you give up to get like Miles? You know, get Garrett, get Cosby. Or should they go in the draft, get a proven college player? Uh, and how important is it to keep the nucleus of the Detroit Lions? Now, if you take what I mean by that is basically the trenches. You know, we all said you know uh, having a strong offensive line, having a great offensive line transfers into victory. Having a great defense, it's been said, it's been known for years that defense wins championships. Uh, and also being a deep team too. Now nobody could imagine the amount of injuries that the Lions did have. You know, uh, but hey, what are the Lions and the ownership of the Detroit Lions willing to do what it takes to put them over the edge? And who can we afford to trade without putting the quality of the team at risk? Because that's what we got to look at. You know, hey, I'm all for getting Miles Garrett. I'm all for that. Okay, you know, I would be willing to give up first round pick both this year and next year. Okay, and throwing in a second round, throwing in a third round pick. But am I going to go ahead and give up Aiden Hutchinson? Hell no. Am I going to go ahead and give up Panay Sue? Am I going to go ahead and give up Jameer Gibbs? Am I going to go ahead and give up St. Brown? Hell no. And most of your offensive line guys, hell no. We're not going to go ahead and part ways with them, which what which is who made the nucleus of this team. You know, um, are we going to part ways with them? Uh, and really, if and you know, I really don't want. I really don't want to throw Jared Goff under the bus. This is not what I want to do. But would if he? I mean, he led the team, and it's not only him, but he led the team under his tutelage. He led the team to the best win-loss record the Lions have ever had. But is he good enough? I'm always for putting in there who's going to make us win. Now, hey, Hendon Hooker is untried. He's unproven as far as in what Hendon Hooker can do. Okay, he had some great games in college. He did get hurt. Uh, that's the reason on why the Lions have, got him in the third round pick. But then it's still the question on why did you start Teddy Bridgewater over Hendon Hooker when they pulled Goff out for that series where he was injured in the championship game? And also, is the coaching staff going to gel? Is Jared Goff and the new offensive coordinator going to gel? We got to remember what Ben Johnson did to get the best out of Jared Goff. They both worked together. Jared Goff and him picked out what they needed, who they needed to make him the most successful. You know, uh, is Jared Goff the answer? You know, and would it be better to put in and to put in if Jared Goff struggles, would it be better to put in somebody else on the games that he struggles? This is what I'm saying. You know, uh, we had two great years last year. Lions made it 3 points, actually 4 points, but they lost by 3 points. But if they would have scored 4 points, they could have been in the Super Bowl. Not this year, but the year before. We know that. Uh, and also is the risk of going for it on fourth down beneficial for the Lions? Is that, you know, because to me, and I mean, I said this before 2 years ago. I said this before that I thought that was a mistake for Dan Campbell to go for it those two times. Now, granted, it doesn't mean it does not mean that that they would have got it if they would have punted, if they went to the field goal, especially that second, that second field goal. I don't know, but especially that first time when they went for it and it could have hit that field goal, I thought that was very makeable. They should have went for that field goal. But I really think they gotta put in, get that defensive line built. Uh, and when you're on top, you got to get to the point when you're going to be able to bring in the dagger time, where you're going to be able to just get it where you're so much better than the other teams that you're going to be able to put them out of their misery. I mean, this year we've seen it where, hey, Thanksgiving Day game could have went either way. Lions did win it, but it could have went either way. I mean, and you're going to have those games. You are going to have those games every once in a while. You know, special teams brought us back for as far as in the Texans game. Special teams brought the Lions back. I mean, it's do we really need a running quarterback? Do we need a dual threat quarterback? You know, uh, at least part of the time, when you go ahead and put in. And I do think that sometimes you wonder when you go for it on fourth down, some of the plays that were caught on those fourth down plays, you wonder, well, why do you go ahead and run so far back instead of trying to just go ahead and get it right at the line of scrimmage and go ahead and just power through? You know, uh, I don't. Why do you go for it all? I mean, yeah, uh, sometimes you can go ahead and take it, take that chance and go for it down the field and get that. And well, another thing is, will Jameson Williams and Jared Goff ever be totally on key with their timing? You know, uh, or do we need somebody else that can throw the ball downfield and get that timing right with Jameson Williams? You know, I'm, you know, you can't always win games through trick plays. You know, um, Can't. You know, and the Lions are going to need, with Ben Johnson being over in um, Chicago, we got to be, the Lions got to be really ready for those trick plays, you know. And actually, who really wanted to go for it on fourth down more? Was it more Dan Campbell? Was it more Jared Goff? Was it more Ben Johnson? Or was it just that you didn't trust the defense enough? You know, we just gotta look at it. The Lions gotta look at what's better, uh, what's going to make it work. How long will it take for the Lions to go ahead and really make that Super Bowl and shut the rest of the NFC North up and the rest of the league up? Because once you get that Super Bowl, once even if you get to Super Bowl, you know we want to see the Lions win the Super Bowl. We don't want to see them only get to it. You know, it is what it is. You know, uh, but hey, the Lions are there. The Lions are getting to that point. I mean, yes, Philadelphia did great this year. Their defense went ahead and held Patrick Mahomes to very little yards. You know, basically the first half they held them to like one first down. You know, it's also getting better on the defensive line. To go ahead and getting better on the defensive line to go ahead and hey, how's it going, Detroit fan, man? How's it going, man? Uh, yeah, I didn't do the show early today, so I decided to do it late. Uh, man, we what what do you think as far as what we should do? You know, hey, how's it going, Diamond? How's it going? Yeah, nice to see you. And of course, anybody who wants to come in is more than welcome. Put copy the links. But yeah, I just I want to see the Lions do. I want to see the Lions get it done. And I want to see the willing to do what it takes to go forward. Oh, okay. As far as okay, the question is okay. Who do you think is expendable? Uh, you know, do you think that uh, hey Megan, do you think that having a running quarterback, you know, do you think that if the Lions got a running quarterback to be able to put in their at least part time, uh, and I know platooning quarterbacks doesn't always work, you know, but do you think having a running quarterback sometimes to put in there would really just make it the Lions better as a team. Do you think, how long do you think Jared Goff's windows is? Do you think he's more important, or do you think the offensive line's more important? Those were a lot of the questions. Two stars too. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Well, we do got one running quarterback right now, but I don't know if he's on the roster. I don't know if he's actually capable of getting that done because they did. There was one time where they didn't. Um, Hendon Hooker. We got Hendon Hooker, which proved that he can run, but is he a good enough passer too? Or should the Lions look for another running quarterback? You know, that's one thing. You know, what happens if Goff gets hurt? How expendable is that's one thing that we've been a lot of the people have been talking about is giving up Hendon Hooker if you could get like a Miles Garrett or Cosby, you know, uh, is Hendon Hooker a bust? Also, having also another one of the questions too was having somebody with a little bit better arm downfield every once in a while, so that when you get Jamison Williams, that can go ahead and get the timing better for Jamison Williams. I'm not looking for just throwing Goff under the bus, but there are some times when you wonder, hey, what's this guy capable of? All right. Okay. Let's put some of these. Is Goff out? If Goff is out, yes. Or if you need to bring him out for some reason, you know. And how much can you rely on trick plays? And also, how much is our new offensive coordinator going to work with Jared Goff like Ben Johnson did to go ahead and have the pieces in place that he needed? You know, uh, I don't think Hendon Hooker is a bust yet. Right. But, so that's what I'm saying. This is one of the things that, we've been talking about putting him as a trade. Is it smart to put him in as a trade? And God forbid, you know, uh, uh, Goff gets a concussion and is out for a couple weeks. You know? Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bust yet either. Believe me. A running QB is more important. All I say is Andre Ware. Yes, that's true, and I understand it. The most important, these close to the ball. So draft a defense. Yeah, and yeah, I want to see that. We got to get that defense built up. We got to get that O line, uh, uh, the defense line built up. I'm definitely all for. Definitely agree with you there. And that was one of the things that I was talking about earlier too, before you got it, is we got and you know I'm always for putting in the person that's going to get the job done. Not being afraid of taking somebody out if you have to, for a play or two, just to get it done. And I know there's timing and I know stuff like that too. And then also going for it on fourth down all the time. And some of the plays where you go ahead and you pitch your back where it's 4th and 1, but you end up needing to get 4th and 7 in order to get it. Someone. But why did Bridgewater retire from high school coaching to play our backup in the playoffs while Hooker stood on the sideline in pajamas? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is, you why they don't, you know, is it that they don't trust Hooker? You know, I mean, or does he just needs more time? You know, uh, and and also the having that great defense. I mean, it's been well known for years. All right, it's nothing new that a great defense wins championships. You know, uh, and of course having that balanced team. I mean, I'm for making the trades to get to make our defense better, get that top defense. But I'm not for ruining the nucleus of the team to get that. You know, okay. I think it's unfair to say that Hooker is a bust so soon. I'm not okay. Yeah, I I don't. I'm saying, yeah, I don't think he's a bust yet. Either. I don't know. You know, of course, we're not seeing that yet. You know, we're we haven't seen him play. But that's been he's been one of the there was even talk in not by the Lions themselves, but there was talk because, like Detroit fan man said, you know, they brought Teddy Bridgewater back, to go ahead and play in the to back up Jared Goff. Why wasn't Hooker the one? Why did they feel the need to bring him back? You know, why didn't they just go with Hendon Hooker? Or do they are they just kind of keeping him for when he's ready? You know, so that's those were. I'm not saying he's a bust yet, and God forbid, I don't want them to cut him. I don't mind the Detroit Lions to cut him for sure, and I'm not saying I really even want them to trade him. But in a lot of your scenarios that you're seeing the people put together to try to get Cosby, to try to get Miles Garrett, you know, there's Jameson Williams, Hendon Hooker. I even heard even putting Aiden Hutchinson in there. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of Aiden Hutchinson. That's for damn sure. You know, uh, I am, however, willing to give away future draft picks, you know, two number ones, you know, draft picks. I mean, hell, I would go ahead. Okay, I'd give, and of course, I got to look at what's out there too in the draft too. Uh, it would it be better to move up in the draft to get a better D line player rather than trying to bring in Miles Garrett, or Cosby, which are proven assets. You know, and also is a window for golf you know, which window is more important? Which window is more important? The window for Lions or the window for golf? You know, uh, golf has done. We have seen two great seasons under golf. That's undoubtable. You know, un, you know, we have seen that. You know, uh, but is he the answer? You know, believe me, this is hard for me to. I mean, I'm not trying to say go ahead and bench golf or stuff like that. I'm not trying to say that. Believe me, I'm not. I'm not. You know, but hey, uh, golf got us close to the Super Bowl. But did he get us close to the Super Bowl, or was it the people around us, around him? You know, uh, I don't. Is there? Is there? You know, who else will we be looking at for? And hey, I don't want to be like. I don't want to be like the Rams were. You know, where you just throw them under the bus. But I don't want. Let's go ahead. Let's. But I am gonna say one thing is too though is you know what in the off season, okay, where our offense is definitely going to be different right now. Next year, we no longer have Ben Johnson. Our new offense coordinator is not going to be able to gel with. You know, uh, and we also got to look at the league, especially in the playoffs. The league has changed where we're getting these new threats quarterbacks. You know, I mean, as far as in the play, you got Deshaun Watson. If you take a look at the quarterbacks, who made the playoffs, you got you know two of them were pocket passers. One was a gunslinger. Which of course, Matthew Stafford um, and Jared Goff. Those are more your pocket passers. But if you look at most of your other, Jalen Daniels, Jalen Hurts, um, C.J. Stroud, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, of course you have Sam Darnold, which is a kind of mobile, but not as mobile as the other ones. You know, so it's what I'm in a way is what what I'm saying. And no one person is bigger than the team. You know, this is a team sport. Having a great offensive line is what got the Lions as far as they did the last couple of years. You know, till uh, having the I don't know, but hey, I need I need help with these answers. You know, I mean, it's just hey, um, I'm not going to sell the farm to go ahead and just get. You know, I mean, hey, I'll be willing to give up futures, but I want to see the Lions get that Super Bowl ring. I do. We all do. You know, any Lions fan really wants to. You know, whether it's love to have it be with golf. Love to have golf go ahead and lead us to that. But to me, it's that Super Bowl ring is more important than Goff, Stafford, whatever, whoever quarterback it was. You know, just getting, and hey, we seen it where Kirk Cousins was in Atlanta. He was set down real quick. You know, at the end of the season when they found out he couldn't do it. He couldn't do the job. You know? And remember what happened, the first year when Goff didn't get the job done, he was set down for that game. And the next game it was different. You know? And was it possibly there's also politics too in you know one of the things we heard about Philadelphia is that um, basically one person's stats doing good, having the stats did not matter as much as winning did. And that's what I'm saying is that should include everybody from the quarterback to the to anybody on that team. If Gibbs is being stopped, Montgomery picks up the slack or whatever. I mean, just like Saquon Barkley, he didn't, have a great game in the Super Bowl, but the resources that Kansas City needed to do to stop him, allowed other players to go ahead and and take it. What has made um, what as far as in Minnesota. Okay, Minnesota. Um, you know, go ahead and stopping Jefferson allows you know, other receivers to go ahead and pick up the slack. You know, how many quarterbacks could have went down too? With I mean, even a couple of years ago when Minnesota started out better, you had where their third string quarterback went ahead and a quarterback walked on that very week, and Lions did win, but walked on that very and beat a lot of teams. I mean, that's how. I guess maybe and what I'm saying is, a plug, not only having a plug and play team, everybody else, but having it with the quarterback too. I mean, if he can't get it done, you know, if he can't get it done that time, you know, uh, bring somebody in for a few plays that will, or maybe a game. You know, I mean, having a great backup would be nice. And hey, he might be on that team. He might be on that team. Already in Hendon Hooker. You know, but and by the way, what do you guys want to talk about too? What and I definitely want to thank Detroit Sandman for coming in and his comments. Want to thank Megan for comments, and also Peach Diamond for their comments too, because it's but it's we're in a competitive sport. All right, just going through some of the, because I didn't put everybody on here, but just going through some of the sports. Can all right. Yeah, and if golf is out, and if golf is not getting the job done. Too. And I mean, this is, that's the biggest question right here, is about why did Bridgewater retire from high school coaching to play as our backup? And actually, I think he, while Hooker stood on the sideline in pajamas. I love that statement. The preseason feels like the whole. Oh boy. So, it is what it is. And, and like I said, I'm not saying Hendon Hooker is a bust. I'm not. We we have these two statements here, and both have credibility. Yeah, and what why was Hendon Hooker even brought in? Was he brought in for backup, or was he brought in to be the future quarterback too? That's what we got to look at too. Was he brought in to be that backup, or was he brought in, because we don't know, and we do know that successful franchises, and we have seen this in Green Bay, and other teams, where you have your next quarterback on the team for when your current quarterback not only goes down, but for some reason can't. You know, when they retire. And there's another question. Yeah, and I covered this in my last show. Okay, I did at least in the short time that I had in my last show, and I'm definitely going to be on here a lot more often. But you know, what would shoot, and this is so hard to say because it's controversial. This is controversial. What would what would Aaron Rodgers look like? And I want anybody to do this with an open mind. What would Aaron Rodgers look like behind our offensive line? Would he still be a bust? And am I saying to go ahead and get rid of Goff and Hooker to go ahead and put Aaron Rodgers for starting quarterback? Hell no. I'm not saying that. But I just say, what would Aaron Rodgers look like behind our offensive line? Or would his old ass go, would his, because hey, picking him up as a free agent, you know what? Okay, I'm for picking him up as sign him to a future contract. Bring him in. You don't guarantee him if he will. Okay, you don't guarantee him starting job. You don't. You don't. You don't guarantee him a starting job. But what you do is you bring him in. You look at him. You know, if he starts this bullshit where he doesn't want to go ahead and do this, do that, all this other BS, if he, you tell him you're QB2, QB3, you get hired in. All right, golf goes down. Golf struggles lots. Okay, if he does, if he does. All right, you got Hendon Hooker, you have Aaron Rodgers, and you have Jared Goff as your quarterbacks. He doesn't work out. You're not off any draft picks. You're not. You don't pay him enough to go ahead and, hey, put bonuses on him. Say, hey, we use you this much. You know, we use you this much. Uh, you can have a very, very, very good, but I'll tell you what, I want that Super Bowl ring. I'm willing to do what it takes to get that Super Bowl ring. And to me, I don't care if it's Aaron Rodgers. I don't. Yeah, I want to see Goff lead us to the Super Bowl ring. I want to see it, hands down. Want to see that. All right. But what better way to go ahead and stick it to the Green Bay Packers and the rest of the NFC North to make that Super Bowl at all costs? Just saying, you know. And like I said, I'm not, I'm, but we have seen the Lions do great things this year. We have seen that. And I just want, you know, I just want to see the Lions win that, get that ring. You know, but I do want to thank everybody for coming on. I've been on here an hour so far almost. If I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on. I might go ahead and close this out for a little bit and then come back on later on in the day. I don't know. But like I said, Megan, thanks for coming on. Uh, thanks everybody. You know, but hey, this is. I just want to see him win. I. Oh yeah, and I cannot leave without this. Saying this, Matt Patricia. I mean, and I know this is a few days old news now, but Matt Patricia going to the Ohio State Buckeyes as their offensive coordinator. Ohio State, what the hell were you thinking? I think it was Detroit Fanman that said that Matt Patricia is really a whiz as far as an interview. Then once you see the product on the field, you know, basically ruin teams. You know, although he was for so many years the Patriots defensive coordinator, but it was their offense that kept them in the game. And the Patriots defense got better once Matt Patricia left. You know, to go ahead and coach our team, to go ahead and coach the Lions, who you just went ahead and destroyed the Lions, went ahead and destroyed, then went back to the to be an offensive coordinator with the Patriots the following year. Really didn't help much. Got fired from there. Went to the Eagles for a while. ruined their defense. Now it's with Ohio State. So you look at that, you know, and of course you guys are watching Tim's Maniac Sports. What brings out the maniac in you? Uh, any questions from anybody? Any comments? You know, another thing. Uh, who who would you like to see knocked on their ass? As far as by the Lions defense, you know, I'll tell you, any quarterback or running back to the Lions face, that's who I want to see. Whether it's Jaden Daniels, whether it's um, Caleb Williams, whether it's C.J. Strauss, whether it's Brock Purdy, whether it's whoever, whoever it is, whether it's Sam Darnold, whether it's J.J. McCarthy, you know, I don't care. So we gotta get that another offense or defensive lineman opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. We also gotta get another strong secondary player back there. So there's still room for improvement. Uh, I think the Lions are set up pretty good right now. But there's still some pieces that they need to get to elevate themselves, to elevate the team to be able to beat. So to be able to be a running quarterback. You know that's what we need is the Lions to be able to be a running quarterback. You know, question for everybody: who would you guys rather see? Do we have faith that Jared Goff you know can get the job done? Can go ahead and actually bring us and get that coveted um, Super Bowl ring, Vince Vince Lombardi Trophy. My God, why did they go ahead and name that? You know, I don't. Uh, I really don't know. But I'm saying that. I think for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show for a bit. Uh, I might be back on later on. Uh, maybe after midnight or something like that. It's now 8 o'clock my time. Uh, but I hope everybody had a great day. This is Maniac Tim with Maniac Sports. Thanking you guys for listening. Uh, be sure to share the video with people, comment. Uh, hey, I'm looking for guests and I need guests. Uh, I need people to come on and me. I don't care if we want if you guys want to talk about your team too. We will include. Megan knows. Megan knows. I've talked about the Seahawks on there. Yeah, but I'm just saying if you do be you know be respectful. You know, uh, be as respectful as you can. Uh, it's like, yeah, go ahead and promote your team, prompt them up, But don't go ahead and trash the Lions. Of course, if you guys want to trash Green Bay, hey, FTP back all day, every day, and then twice on Thursdays. That's that's what I figure. You know, uh, but if you guys are Packer fan, you guys are also welcome to on here. Um, but you know, hey, this is Maniac with Maniac Sports. You guys all have a great one. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching.